This is my third video in a row, so sorry if you're sick of seeing this outfit, but I'm too lazy to change every video like some people do. Okay, so today I'm doing the Guilty Reader book tag. I don't honestly know who created it, but if I can figure it out, I'll link it in the description. And let's just get right into it. First question, have you ever regifted a book that you've been given? I don't think so. No. Normally I hoard books forever, so I think I've pretty much kept every book that I've ever been given, especially. Number 2, have you ever said you've read a book when you haven't? Like every book for required high school reading? Okay, to be fair, I have since read pretty much all of those books. I just didn't read them when I was supposed to, and I told my teachers that I had. I think I appreciated them more when I was older, so really, who's the real winner here? Have you ever borrowed a book and not returned it? Yes, one in particular comes to mind. So like 7 or 8 years ago, my best friend gave me her copy of The Maze Runner to read. She didn't get it back. I also still haven't read it, but I do still have it. And to be fair, she took, like, I let her borrow my copy of, shoot, what is it? City of Bones? City of Ashes? Whatever the first book in the Mortal Instruments series was, I let her borrow it, and I never got it back. So we're even. Have you ever read a series out of order? Not like a series like where it's very like the story continues on in the next book. I've never read a series like that out of order. However, I have been reading this cozy mystery series, and I read book 7 after I read book 1. And it was fine because they're pretty much like self-contained for the most part. Like some of the relationships between characters got a little bit spoiled for me, but like the stories themselves are very like self-contained in each book. So I wasn't like lost, but I did spoil myself for some of the character relationships and stuff. But I think that's the only time I've ever read a book out of order. Oh, that's a lie. I also read, what the heck is it called? The Reluctant Royal series by Alyssa Cole. I read the novella that came after the second book before I read any of the other ones. So, whatever. And then I think I really just read that series completely out of order. But again, those are fairly self-contained. Other than like a couple of like character relationship things, I didn't feel super lost while I was reading it, so. But I think those are the only 2 times, I think. Have you ever spoiled a book for someone? I personally don't think so. If you ask my husband, probably, because he thinks everything is a spoiler. He's the type of person that doesn't want to know anything about a book before he goes into it. Like, he doesn't want to know a character's name before he reads the book, or he feels like he's spoiled, so. If you ask him, I've probably spoiled something for someone, but I try really hard not to give spoilers, and if I do give spoilers, I try to give, like, very good warning that there's going to be a spoiler. But in general, like, I feel like the less you know about a book before you go into it, the better. So I try to give the least amount of detail possible while still kind of giving some context to the story. I feel like I'm getting better at it, and every time I like make a review or any kind of video with a description, I try to get better at it. So hopefully I'm not like a big spoiler head. I try not to be. Have you ever dog-eared a book? Ever? Probably, like when I was younger, maybe, but now I don't. I just use gum wrappers as bookmarks. Have you ever told someone you don't own a book when you do? No, I don't lie about my books. There's no reason to. Like, I don't even understand why you would do that. I guess if you didn't want somebody to borrow a book that you have, but if you don't want them to borrow it, just be like, hey, the library has free books too. Go get it there. But no, I don't think I've ever lied to anyone about owning a book. Have you ever told someone you haven't read a book when you have? No? I guess that would be like if you're embarrassed about a book that you read or something, but in general, I try not to be embarrassed about what I read. Like, you read what you read, you choose to read what you read, and you should just kind of own up to it. Like I recently did with a Christmas book that I read. Have you ever skipped a chapter or a section of a book? Why? I mean, I guess if you really hate it, you might want to skip to the end or something, but like, no. Why would you do that? What kind of like chaotic evil garbage is that? I would never do that. I am the type of person where Like, if I miss 3 words, I'm like, wait, I'm lost. What is happening? I don't know what's going on. I need to start from the beginning. So the idea of like skipping an entire chapter of a book like gives me anxiety. So no, I've never done that. I'm never gonna do that. And like, if I hate a book that much, I don't care how it ends. So, all right. And then the last question is, have you ever badmouthed a book you actually liked? Yeah, because I mean, there are some, like, every single book I've ever read just like disappeared from my brain. But like, there are some books that I've read that I've enjoyed, but I still know they're complete garbage. So like, yes, I've badmouthed books that I like. Not saying like, oh my god, I hate that book, but just to be like, yeah, this book sucks, but I love it. Like, yeah, I think everybody does that. Everybody has that one book that everybody hates and like isn't objectively a great book, but you like what you like I said. So yes, I've probably trash talked a book that I've loved before, and I'm okay with that. And that's the key. You just have to be okay with trashing your favorite books sometimes. So yeah, that is it for the Guilty Reader tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!